Hi everyone. Okay, so we are doing Mary Jackson from Hidden Figures. And why I chose to do her is because I think she's such an incredible and intelligent woman, and all the obstacles she faced is tremendous. And Hidden Figures is one of my favorite movies, but I thought we should do Mary because she's not spoken about as much as Katherine Johnson Goebel or any of the other women, and she's just pretty cool. So let's start off. You guys don't know Mary Jackson. She was a mathematician and an aerospace engineer for NACA, which is National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, and then that went on to be NASA, which is a National Aeronautics Space Administration. So yeah, she's pretty smart. So she graduated with honors from her college. She had couple like common jobs like working in a library and stuff like that, but her true passion was being an engineer. And during that time, it was like around the 1950s. It was 1951 when she went to NACA, and she actually started to be promoted for engineer classes and stuff like that. Segregation was a huge thing, and it was an issue, obviously, but it wasn't just like you could just say, oh, I'm going to go and take these classes. Like, the court's not going to really let you do that because of the color of your skin, which is stupid because gender and race shouldn't really slow you down from that, and it doesn't subjectify intelligence and your commitment to succeeding. So what she did, her supervisor told her, like, I remember in the movie, he said, I'm a Polish and Jew, and I was in a concentration camp, so if I can do this, you can do that. So she went to the court and asked to take classes, and they let her take the night classes. So she went and did that, and then after a while, she was promoted to aeronautic engineer, and she worked with the wind tunnels, which is to see how fast they would go to when they would take off to space, and then she analyzed data on aircraft flight experiments. So, okay, there's another picture of her. I'm pretty sure she is the one in the middle. So, race and gender is obviously a major factor. It didn't slow her down. I mean, it made it a lot harder and difficult for her, but she still went and like came through. And there is a bunch of sexism in work, like men saying you can't do this because you're a woman, and second of all, the color of your skin, which is crazy. But the risk is saying that we're not smart enough to get the job done. And the intersectional identity is basically the stereotype of what I just talked about. Sexism, race, gender, why you can do this and why you can't. Basically just men getting mad because we're doing their jobs and we're doing it a lot better than they are. This is why the women were hidden, because they had all these skills and assets to make the space administration what it is today. So some of the discussion questions I came up with was, what would have happened to Mary Jackson if she wasn't able to take her engineer classes? Like, what if the court didn't let her? Like, I mean, she was pretty lucky she was able to take the classes, but would she still try to be an engineer if that didn't happen? Would she still try to succeed, or what would happen to her? And then what is the difference of how women were treated in the workplace then and how they are treated now? Like, is there still sexism going on? Is race still a factor? Is gender a factor? Like, all of that. And then the last one I came up, which took me forever because I could not think of questions, was if this happened today, would women still have a chance at NASA or anything that's like high intelligence? Would they still have a chance? This can be with gender, with race, with really anything, but those are questions, and I forgot to keep going down, but there she is. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry it wasn't really that interesting, but she's pretty cool, so I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions, let me know.